So look, it's not the old days anymore. Nobody's spending 40 to 60 minutes on a treadmill to lose weight. Nobody's choking down bland chicken and rice for every single meal. Women everywhere are eating chocolates, enjoying cake, living life, and still getting closer to their dream body. At least the ones who are taking advantage of this simple evidence-based method which I'm about to explain. That alone proves how much everything is changing. The way we eat, the way we train, the way we take care of our health, and it is working for women just like you. Nurses working 12 plus hour shifts, busy professionals who's working a stressful 9 to 5, and busy moms with 2 plus kids are finally seeing real lasting results without restrictive diets, without doing endless amount of cardio, and without giving up the foods they love. More on that in just a minute. If you clicked on this video, the chances are you tried every diet, you've tried every training plan, and still haven't gotten the long-term results you want. You are tired of quick fixes. You're tired of 90-day programs that leave you back at the square one. And most importantly, you're ready to do it the right way. You're ready for a real solution. And if that sounds like you, pay close attention, because I'm about to show you how to finally lose the weight, sculpt your dream body, and keep it forever with a simple, evidence-based 5-phase body transformation system, all without starving yourself or making fitness feel like your second full-time job. Now, I want to be 100% transparent with you. Just because I've helped hundreds of women transform their bodies using this simple system, that doesn't mean I can guarantee you the same exact results. After all, I'm the creator of this method, and my reputation is built on honesty, not hype. But what I can guarantee is this: the woman you're about to see were once in your same exact shoes, stuck, frustrated, and ready to give up until they've discovered the system. Like Reggie, a busy head nurse and a mom working 12 plus hour shifts, who lost 15 plus pounds and finally feels confident in her skin. Or Mithu, who struggled with PCOS for 2 years without losing a single pound until she started seeing changes within just weeks. Or Divya, who went from surviving with just 1 meal a day to losing 25 plus pounds while eating the foods she loves. And in case if we haven't met yet, my name is Devanand Prasad. And if you're a woman who goes to the gym consistently and still can't see any results, if you're a woman who's tired of yo-yo dieting and regaining the weight, if you're a woman who wants a flexible, sustainable plan that fits your busy lifestyle and actually gets you results, this short video is for you. I'm gonna walk you through the 5-phase system that hundreds of women are using to lose fat without extreme restrictions, build a quote-unquote toned, sculpted physique with just 30-minute workouts 3 days a week, eat their favorite foods without guilt, and maintain their results forever without being scared of regaining the weight. And I'm gonna deliver all of that to you in the next 20 minutes. So if you don't have 20 minutes to invest in finally changing your body once and forever, then this probably isn't for you. But if you stay and watch the video till the end, you'll have all the step-by-step protocols, and all you have to do is just copy it. Now, I want you to know that I'm speaking from real experience. I've been in the fitness industry for 8 years, and by the time you're watching this, it might be even more, and was a former national athlete, and was ranked as the #1 personal training director of the most reputable gym chain in North America. I've coached hundreds of women, from busy moms to corporate professionals. And this is why this method works so well. In simple terms, this process is designed to prime your metabolism so your body can become a calorie burning machine even when you're not actively working out. And most importantly, this won't make you feel like it is your second full-time job. This process is simple enough that you can achieve massive results with just 30-minute workouts 3 days a week. Now, before I walk you through the full 5-phase system, you first need to understand the 2 biggest reasons why women don't see results and how to avoid them. First, They follow rigid, unsustainable plans. Most diets work short term but doesn't work long term because they're too restrictive. You lose weight and regain it back because your body was never taught on how to maintain it. Second, they chase quick results instead of behavior changes. It is the same all or nothing mindset. Do an endless amount of cardio, cutting out carbs completely, and forcing yourself to eat clean 24/7. Thinking that's going to do the magic. Sure, you might get results, but rushing the process means you never actually will fix the real root issue, which is your behaviors and values. Because think about it. If your current reality is a byproduct of your behaviors in the past, how can you expect to change your body without changing the behaviors in the first place? Logically speaking, if you want faster, lasting results, you need to approach it a bit differently. You need to take into account of your hormone profile, past diet history, or any underlying issues that might keep you stuck and build a plan that fits your goal and lifestyle, not the other way around. And just because I'm Devanand over deliver Prasad, I'll give you a third one. They never learn how to reverse diet. 99% of women regain the weight right after they stop dieting just because they never learned how to reverse diet properly. Yes, if you starve yourself, you will lose weight. But the moment you go back to your old eating habits, your body acts like a sponge, storing all those extra calories. The same way you taught your body to function on less food while dieting, you need to teach your body how to handle more food without regaining the weight which you lost in the first place. Now that you know the downsides of these old approaches, you will soon realize why our method works so differently and why it is designed to help you avoid all the common roadblocks before they even appear. Inside Dynamics, we follow a 5-phase process. Phase 1, welcome week. Phase 2, foundation phase. Phase 3, the deficit phase. Phase 4, the reverse dieting. And finally, phase 5, lifestyle integration phase. Full transparency. Welcome week is something we do for our clients when they join the program, and all other phases are the ones that you can focus the most. The most important thing for our clients in this phase is they learn from other women who stood exactly where you are now and made it to the other side. This way, you don't have to make the same mistakes they did. You can learn from others' mistakes. Long story short, Welcome Week is about getting you settled and making sure you have crystal clarity around the process so you know what to expect in each of these phases. Now, these are the things you can start implementing. As someone said, you can't build anything from a cracked foundation, and that someone is me. There is no one size fits all here, and everybody is coming from a different walks of life, and your body today is a byproduct of your actions in the past. For example, if you've been through multiple crash diets, your body likely won't be ready to handle another calorie deficit yet. That's why before cutting down your calories, we make sure your body is in a healthy metabolic state. In simple terms, your body is responding. If there are any underlying hormonal issues, we address them first. And most importantly, we start identifying your strengths and weaknesses, and we address those behaviors that got you stuck in the first place, and finally starts healing and help you make behavior modifications. As much as I would love to say it is just about training in nutrition, it is also about what is happening between your ears. You may have to change some habits that you had since the time you had two brain cells. If you don't confront your behaviors, it will be much harder for you to make this transformation a reality. Mind you, in Dynamics, this is all done by professionals who's guided many individuals in the past and understand the process on a deeper level. As I said before, you can also learn this process from the people who have already walked this path. At this stage, we create customized routines and systems that's tailored to your lifestyle, so sticking to it won't make you feel like it's your second full-time job. If you're doing this on your own or you have tried multiple crash diets in the past, Make sure you're giving your body enough nutrients at the right times and prioritizing more active movements throughout the day. Also, get your blood work done and address any hormonal dysfunctions, especially if you're PCOS, insulin resistance, hypothyroidism, or if you're in perimenopause or menopause. Now, you may want me to breeze through the foundational stuff and get faster into the deficit phase where you can see easy and predictable fat loss. But to show you why building a foundation is a non-negotiable, let me tell you a quick story. This is Mithu. She had tried every single diet under the sun for 2+ years while struggling with PCOS and still haven't lost a single pound. She was at a point of giving up. But 3 weeks into the program, before we even reduced her calories, the scale started moving. And if you ask me why, because we have successfully addressed all the foundational issues that's been keeping her stuck this entire time. Many of you might relate to this. It is like you trapped your body in a cage with all these restrictive diets, and once you nourish it properly and address all the foundational issues, it is like freedom, setting your body free, and it finally starts responding. Only then we move into the deficit phase. Because since we did the groundwork first, the fat loss becomes easy and predictable, and most importantly, sustainable. If you want to know how you can create a calorie deficit, I'll break down the only 3 ways that you can make it possible. In case if you're wondering, no, eating healthy is not one of them. Number 1, calorie tracking, also known as macro tracking. This is the easiest and most predictable way to lose weight while never ever saying no to your favorite foods. You can eat what you like and still stay within your calorie goals, even if it is burgers, pizza, cake, or any of your comfort food. Combine that with lean proteins and whole foods. Right there, you have the perfect combination. This way, it won't even feel like a diet, and the more you restrict, the more you crave. The more you crave, the more you binge, and this doesn't happen with calorie tracking. And let me keep it 100% with you. When you're trying it by yourself at the start, it might feel like pulling teeth, but you gotta be willing to be bad at something to get good at it later. And I promise you will be good at it later. The second is food restrictions, also known as calorie restrictions, by avoiding certain food. This is where some of you might lose weight by cutting down sugar and carbs, only to regain the weight back right after you reintroduce the food that you avoided in the first place. The third one, time-restricted eating, also known as fasting. When you cut down your eating window in half, you restrict the amount of calories you consume in a day, and as a result, you will lose weight. In simple terms, intermittent fasting is not magic, and if you're not willing to starve yourself for the first 6 to 8 hours for the rest of your life, how are you planning to keep the results that you got through fasting in the first place? Now, if all diets are essentially putting you in the deficit, why don't you choose something that you actually enjoy, where you don't have to sacrifice any of your favorite foods, and the one doesn't make it feel like it is your second full-time job, and the one that doesn't make you feel suffocated. As you might expect, we focus on macro tracking, and don't worry, at Dynamics, we take out all the guesswork and all the confusions off your plate. We provide specific calorie goals, meal plans, and grocery lists while teaching you the fundamentals. What we usually find is that within 4 to 6 weeks, clients feel confident enough to choose their own food and still continue thriving. Now, if you want to calculate your calorie deficit, you can use the simple formula. Take your goal weight in pounds and multiply that by 12. Or if you're under 5'2", take your current weight in pounds and multiply that by 10. You don't have to hit the same exact number every single day. You just have to stay within those calorie range consistently over time in order to see progress. Or you can even make it easier by tracking your calories weekly. For example, if your daily calories are 2000, instead of focusing on that 2000 every single day, you can focus on hitting 14,000 for the week. This way, even if you get super busy, you still have more room to stay within your calorie range by distributing them however you want. If one day you go over, the second day you can go under. For instance, if you end up consuming 2300 calories in the first day, balance it out by consuming 1700 calories the next day. And at the end of the week, divide your total consumed calories by 7. And if it's closer with your weekly calorie goal, voila, you're on the right track. When tracking in third-party softwares, ignore the calorie burnt option. There is absolutely no way to measure the exact amount of calories you burn, especially with something on your wrist. Always focus on losing no more than 1 pound per week. And if you lose more than that, you risk losing muscle tissue, which defeats the whole purpose. If you lose more than 1 pound per week, increase your calories by 100 to 200. If you're not losing around 1 pound per week, decrease them by 100 to 200. Being in a calorie deficit for 2 to 3 days doesn't promise you results, but being in a calorie deficit consistently over time, that's how you get the results. To make sure you are in a deficit, you need to understand energy balance. Most people think cutting down calories are the only option, but there's more to it. As the name suggests, a calorie deficit is consuming fewer calories, also known as energy, than you expend. Now think of that like 2 buckets. Calories you're consuming, and the second one, the calories you're expending. If you consistently have fewer calories in the first bucket than the second, you will lose weight. While you can always reduce the calories you consume, at certain point, you will hit that limit. From there, the ideal approach is to increase the calories you expend. These are the 4 primary ways that you can burn more calories and stay in a deficit. 70% of your calories burned are predetermined before you even open your eyes. This is your basal metabolic rate, also known as BMR, which is primarily determined by the amount of muscle tissue you have in your body and the amount of circulating active thyroid hormone in your body. To improve your BMR, focus on getting stronger and building muscle, especially during the deficit. Because preserving muscle mass will not only help you for the rest of the phases and will also help you keep the results for rest of your life. 15% comes from non-exercise activity thermogenesis, also known as NEAT. Basically, this is what you do outside the gym: walking, fidgeting, running, and all other activities. A simple way to keep track is download a step tracker, get a weekly total, and challenge yourself to beat the last week's average step. 10% is thermic effective food, which basically means the amount of calories you burn by digesting the food you're consuming. To maximize this category, consume more protein, which has the thermic effect of 20 to 30%, and consume more whole foods and high fiber foods, which has the thermic effect of 10% to 15%. So ideally, consume more protein. Not only it helps you burn more calories during the deficit, but it also helps you preserve muscle mass and help you keep the results for the rest of your life. And since protein is so satiating, it is almost impossible for you to overeat or stay hungry during the deficit. The remaining 5% comes from exercise activity thermogenesis, also known as EAT, which is the calories you burn during an exercise. While most people focus solely on exercise, this is the least effective way to burn more calories compared to the other methods. Now you know, instead of doing endless amount of cardio and working out 6 to 7 days a week, if you can focus on the other aspects, you can get more results for the effort you're putting in. When talking about exercise, this is the part where you need to listen closer. If your goal is fat loss or building muscle, if you can't quantifiably prove that you're getting stronger or building muscle, at some point, you will stop seeing progress. Which means if your goal is to be effective and efficient, doing F45, Zumba, Pilates, Orange Theory, and all these YouTube HIIT workouts and all other fun stuff will keep you stuck at certain level. Explain how you plan to numerically prove that you're getting stronger and building muscle through Zumba, Orange Theory, Pilates, F45, and all other group classes. You want to fatigue your muscles, not your lungs. And just because you have a high heart rate, that doesn't mean you're consistently losing fat. Now, if you're thinking, I'm doing all the group classes and I'm trying so hard, but regardless of my efforts, I still can't see any changes, that is because you're trying to cut a steak with a spoon. It is just wrong tool for the job. If you enjoy doing it, go for it. But is it optimal for your fat loss and worth your time? No. To hit it home, Picture a skyscraper with 60 floors. The top floor is your dream body, and each floor represents the level you need to break through in order to get there. There are only two ways to the top. One, elevator. Second, the stair. The elevator, which is lifting weights, is the easiest, fastest, and most effective way. Meanwhile, group classes like F45, Zumba, Pilates, Orange Theory is like taking the stairs. You will still get there, but it will take way longer than you expect. And most people find themselves stuck around the 40th floor no matter how hard they work. You might be working too hard, but just in the wrong direction. That being said, if you want to get most out of your efforts, stick to the good old weightlifting, where you're working against gravity, where you can focus on individual muscle, and where you can numerically prove that you're getting stronger over time. Now, after all this, once you reach a comfortable body fat percentage or your goal weight, it is time for you to do a reverse diet to make sure you're not regaining the weight which you lost during the deficit phase. It also helps you fix any hormone imbalances that may have occurred while you're losing weight. This is where 99% of people go wrong, or surprisingly, forget. You were in a deficit for 6 to 12 months. And by now, your body is already used to handling less food. In the reverse dieting phase, we are teaching your body how to handle more food without making you gain excess body fat. To do that, you need to constantly monitor your body weight, progress photos, and adjust according to that. Make sure you're increasing your calories no more than 200 calories per week. Depending on your body composition, there will be certain weeks where you need to keep the same calories until you see weight fluctuations. In this phase, you will have more energy, and sometimes we even see our clients continue losing weight by eating more food. You need to do a reverse diet until you reach your maintenance calories, which you can calculate by multiplying your current weight times 14. After you successfully raised your calories and got back to maintenance, we then move into the final phase, lifestyle integration phase, also known as freedom phase. If you do this right, you would never have to worry about losing your progress or regaining the weight. In this phase, our sole focus is to increase the amount of calories you burn, and that is done by increasing your basal metabolic rate, also known as BMR, through getting stronger and building muscle in the gym. This phase takes at least 6 to 8 months to be effective. The longer you stay in the lifestyle integration phase, the easier it becomes for you to maintain the results for the rest of your life. This is also the phase where you can achieve that quote-unquote toned shape that you've been dreaming from time. To find your calories to build muscle, multiply your current weight times 16. Only increase your calories under these two circumstances: if your strength decreases or recovery takes longer, if you experience more muscle fatigue throughout the day, or receive negative biofeedback. Also, during this process, you'll be able to transition off macro tracking and keep progressing with simple intuitive eating. Calorie tracking is a skill that you need to learn, and since you've been through these phases, you've already built the foundational understanding about calories. As a result, now you'll be able to estimate the calories by just looking at your plate, which is your cutting edge advantage. At the same time, since you've built significant amount of muscle tissue, now your body is burning the calories for you. This allows you to sustain your hard-earned results without calorie tracking and with minimal workouts. To simplify, remember when you needed calculator in school to figure out what 2 plus 2 was? Now you don't need that tool anymore. It is the same with calorie tracking. Once you master the basics, you won't have to live by your food scale for the rest of your life. While gaining muscle tissue, you might feel a bit uncomfortable in your clothes, as it is impossible to gain 100% lean muscle mass without gaining a bit of body fat. I know it feels like biting glass to see yourself putting a bit more body fat when you've put all your efforts into losing it, but it is just part of the process for you to create a lasting change. After you've gained lean muscle, you can then do a mini cutting phase to reveal the hard-earned shape you've built, but now with higher calories. Let me say that again. If your deficit calories was 1600 at the start, Now, you can lose weight by consuming at least 2000 calories because you've gained something valuable, muscle tissue, which is calorically expensive. The crazy part is you might be at the same weight you started, but now with two completely different bodies, just like our clients here. If you're still unsure about the unfair advantage you now have to keep the results forever, let me prove it to you with this analogy. If person A and person B goes on a vacation and enjoys all kinds of foods, who do you think will gain more weight? Person A with 100 pounds of lean muscle tissue or person B with 150 pounds of lean muscle tissue? Contrary to popular opinion, it will be person A because person B has more muscle tissue, which means she has significantly more basal metabolic rate, which also means her body is burning the calories for her. Now, let's step back because you're probably asking yourself, I've tried everything, my metabolism is broken, I don't have time, but will this actually work for me? The answer is yes, this will work for you even if you have failed multiple diets in the past, because for the first time, you're doing something evidence-based and something that is sustainable. Now, I know this all sounds amazing, but a quick word of warning. You will likely spend a few more months figuring out how to make it all work, and that is completely normal. This can happen because you might accidentally set your calories wrong. You might get impatient because your results don't come fast enough and make changes to the plan too soon. Just so you know, dieting is a stressor for your body. So if you don't take strategic diet breaks and stay at maintenance, fat loss will get harder and harder the more fat you lose. If you eat too little, you risk losing muscle tissue, which defeats the whole purpose. If you eat too much during muscle building, it just piles up as body fat. Think of it like this. It is like bringing materials to a construction site. If you bring too much, it just piles up in the job site. But if you bring too little, you can't build anything. This is exactly what we help women inside our private coaching program called the Metabolic Rebuild 5-Phase Body Transformation. You will have me and my team customizing and hand-holding you through every step of the way. So it will never feel like a full-time job. But most importantly, all you have to do is just close your eyes, take action with 100% confidence because you're following what's best for your goals and your lifestyle, not some random internet plans like you're doing right now. And finally, that will get you to the body of your dreams. Now, respectfully, we don't work with beginners who want a quick fix, a cheap 90-day cookie cutter program, or are looking for any shortcuts. And don't get me wrong, that is not me being rude. This program is ultra customized for your needs, and the systems and processes we help our clients implement will challenge your current reality about what it takes to achieve a permanent transformation. It might even be opposite from what you currently believe. But if you can solve these problems, the rewards are definitely worth it. So, if you ever want to build something sustainable, this is it. And now is the time to take advantage of this 5-phase method that helped dozens of women just like you. Now the questions become, how can you get results like this? Option 1, try to take everything what I've explained today and try to piece it together on your own. It's absolutely possible, but just know that on top of your 99 life problems, you will be adding one more, which is solving this by yourself. And that is exactly what we help women avoid. Now, option 2, join the program with the best success stories in the industry. Every single client you saw today started just like you, overwhelmed, frustrated, and wondering if it will work for them. Now, they have a completely different life because they followed a proven, customized plan with expert guidance. Because when you do it with help from an expert who helped hundreds of women walk the path that you want to walk, it not only goes faster, but it ends up being cheaper long term. A bit of well-placed advice can shave off years of your struggle. And let's be honest, it's more fun when you're not doing it alone. If you don't want to piece together random information or spend months guessing, and if you're ready to build a body and lifestyle where you no longer have to diet, click the first link in the description and fill out a super short application. Full transparency, we don't work with more than 30 clients per month. And that is the hard cap. We keep our standards super high that every single client gets the best experience possible. When you apply and book a roadmap call with my team, we'll assess if we can genuinely help you. If can, awesome. We'll build a personalized game plan for you. If not, that's okay too. But the only thing which I can guarantee is that you will walk away with more clarity and value than before. At the end of the day, you have two choices. Number one, keep doing what got you here, stuck in the same cycle. Or finally, put an end to the endless trial and error and build a body and life you've always wanted. The choice is yours. Click the link below, see if it's a good fit, and as always, I'm rooting for you.